Hi. If it looks like I'm crying, it's because I just did, which was really nice actually. But I wanted to talk about something which I think is so important, and which is why I cry, and which is why I think a lot of people cry and can relate to this so deeply. So I want to talk about it. Today I realized, or I finally admitted to myself, that I have went down a path, career-wise, and life-wise, that I know I don't want, like that I know isn't me. And I've been forcing myself to, which, let me restart. I went down a path which I felt that I wanted, and at the time I did. And now it's been some time has passed, and I've realized that has changed. And today I finally allowed myself to admit that that is okay. That I have changed as a person. My wants have changed. The things I want to explore, the things I'm curious of have changed. I've realized a lot of things about myself in this past year, career-wise and personal life-wise. And I've been avoiding this understanding that, oh, things have changed. I'm ready to change because that's scary. And I think what I've been resisting is when you admit that you are open to change, you then have to figure out, okay, how do I get from A to B? And you're just focusing on this huge jump of like, okay, I'm here now. I want to be all the way over there. Or I'd like to explore this thing over here. How do I get there? And something I was just sitting here thinking about as I was finishing up crying was, Paige, just start small. And it's so funny because this is something I tell myself all the time in other areas of my life. Just start small. What is one thing you can do this week that will move you towards that goal? One thing, one tiny little thing. Even if that's just practicing, be opening yourself up to the idea that that's possible. So, the first week you admit to yourself, oh shit, I want to do a 360 or a 180. This week, I'm going to focus on allowing myself to understand that, number one, that's possible. The next week, I'm going to complete one task that will move me towards that goal. So if you want a new career, what's one thing you could do? Like, say you wanted to become a freelancer or something like that. What's one thing I could do this week to add to my portfolio? What's one little thing? For me, I have this, a few years ago, I got really into event hosting, and I love curating spaces for people, and I love seeing people open up and let down their walls and get cozy and comfortable, and watching someone speak truth from their mouth, being vulnerable, like that is the best feeling in the world to me. And I was hosting guided meditations, I was hosting discussions, I was really getting into that. And then I pulled away because I was scared. And maybe I didn't think I could do that. I don't know why I pulled away. Sometimes you gotta pull away to realize why you loved something. So for me, a lot of things in my life are changing. I'm moving again. Right now I'm home, where my family lives, and I'm flying back to where I live currently, moving in a month. So lots of change going on. And I realize as all of this change is going on is that this is probably the best time to start moving towards this new point I'm trying to explore, which is, let me get back into event hosting. Let me mess around and sink my teeth into this. What's one thing I could do next week that will move me closer towards my goal? I don't know. Writing out possible event styles next week. Let's write out possible event styles. I'm throwing this on my list. I think I actually completed this one, but I need to go back and read what I wrote. Then the week after that, okay, how about you practice in your room? People might laugh at me for this, but when I used to host events, I would practice the event in my room so I, could rehearse a little bit in my head. How about the next week I do that? I sit down and I practice out these potential styles of events I'd like to host and how they would run. So then I can start figuring out in my head how this would actually work if I get a group of people together. And the list goes on. And week after week, I would slowly start becoming that person, you know, that I, at heart, am. And I think a lot of people can relate to this because you're always looking at the jump and you're wondering, how do I get there? I mean, what do you do when you're hiking up a big mountain? You're not looking up. That would hurt your neck. You're looking down and you're going step, 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 step. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to take baby steps and I'm keep doing the things that light me up inside, because lately my light has been dimming. And I just needed to allow myself to admit that. And now I can move forward. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be uncomfortable as hell. But it's also uncomfortable to stay in the same place. Let me repeat that, because I need to hear it again. Change is uncomfortable, but so is staying in the same place. Okay, I'm going to end there. And I'm going to begin this journey. I hope this helps you in some way, for real. Like, if you're feeling this on any level, just know I feel you and I know you feel me. And let's take that first step, okay?